Good morning on day 4 of casting on for the 12 cast-ons of Christmas. I'm watching some YouTube and I am swatching for what is hopefully going to be the Empire State Cardi by Chantal Miyagishima Knitatude. This is, as you can maybe see from the squiggly, swatch number 2 with this yarn on a different needle size, so we'll see what happens. Hello. It is day 4 of 12 cast-ons of Christmas, or more exactly, because I'm drawing this out, I'm not doing the 12 days one after another. It is the 4th of January. So it's still kind of a 4th, and I wanted to quickly give an update on, number 1, my first 3 projects. Now, I have, my first cast on was were the second breakfast socks by Lindsey Shank-Kirchner of Witchery, and I'm knitting these in a sock set I got this Christmas, this past Advent season, from the Astrid Lindgren 200 Bullerbü sock advent, and this is where I'm at. I'm not super duper far yet. As you can see, there's a black mini and then this variegated main color. I'm not super far yet. I do think I'm going to make more progress as soon as I go back into the office in about a week, because then I'm going to be sitting on the train for much longer, and that is usually where things that are easy enough to knit, like these socks, is a good thing to take. So I have this for starters. Then I also have the Stephen West Icelandscape Shawl, and this one I've been knitting on today, actually, so far this morning. Now, Icelandscape is this year's hybrid knit-along, and I wanted to cast it on with the West Wool bicycle yarn, and this is where I'm at right now. So I finished the section 1 right here, as you've seen in the first part for the first 3 cast-ons, and now I'm working on the syncopated brioche section right up here. My plan is, my goal is for the day to finish the syncopated brioche and to get started on the 3rd section. It gets more and more knitting every row, basically. As you know, it is after all a shawl, and it's a long one and it's a big one. It's a Stephen West, and so I'm not sure if I can actually finish section 3 today, but my goal is to finish section 2 and get started at least on section 3. So we've got that right here, and then I had cast on, or talked about casting on, the Sockhead Slouch hat by McClure. And this one I'm knitting for my daughter, so it's a smaller hat. It's just a child size, but this is how far I am. I was technically further. I had initially accidentally worked the ribbing for 4 inches instead of 3. So I did end up ripping back, and now I'm working on the plain stockinette part of the hat. So this is really fun to work on, and it's a very nice potato chippy kind of project, because just like the socks, these are something that I can actually knit while watching TV without if I don't want to look down at it, or even on the train. So this is also going to be something that if I don't finish it beforehand, this is going to come on the train with me too, and this will be done then relatively quickly. Now, that's it for the quick update for the past 3 projects, but I also wanted to talk about what I've been doing in the last couple of days. I have been swatching, and you have seen that already in a little, or I'm going to pop it in here. I've been working on swatches the last few days, and one of them is the swatch for my Empire State Cardigan by Chantal Miyagishima, and this is it. So I'm going to knit this one on US 10s, just per pattern. Turns out that's exactly what I need to work on for to make gauge. This is my gauge swatch. It is bigger and longer, wider and taller, I guess, and this one doesn't look as great as the as my swatches usually look, because I had ripped this one back already. I well, basically I handed a swatch and I went down a couple needle sizes because that's usually what happens, what I have to do. And in this case, it just did not work out at all. So I knit up a second swatch, and this is this. This is a Camellia Fiber Co yarn that I had bought specifically for the Empire State Cardigan. And let me check. Let me peek. Okay, this is the CFC Merino worsted in the colorway Terracotta. Now here's 3 more skeins. And that should be plenty to finish the cardigan. So here we go. I'm going to rip this back, and I'm going to, in this time around, actually steam the yarn that I've knit up for the swatch so I can use it without it looking kind of wonky despite blocking. And then I also, because I was waiting for this one to dry, decided to go ahead and knit up a swatch for the Love Note sweater by Wool & Pine. I bought the pattern soon after it came out, and I've always looked for the perfect yarn and combination, and I think this is actually going to be it. This is, for some reason, apparently we're in a neutral phase with my sweaters. Usually I knit like golds and greens and rusty orangey reds. This time around I have this. This is a combination of Homespun House, soft sock in the colorway Teddy, and in a Prolana Kids Seda. I think this is colorway 09. And these two together make this. And this is really soft and flowy. I'm debating on maybe potentially modifying the pattern a bit so that at the body it's not as wide. But we'll see when I get to that point. For now, I have my swatch. This works out perfectly, and this is going to also get cast on very soon. I just need to see if I have enough needles in the right sizes for both the Empire State and for the Love Note. So we're going to look into that, and then we're going to cast on something after I've finished the Syncopated Brioche section for the Stephen West shawl. So that's where we're at, and I wanted to actually so this one. So while I'm knitting on these projects, I have been watching other 12 cast on videos, and I want to basically shout out and mention a couple of the videos I've been watching in the next few parts, because I feel like it's nice to watch everybody else, what they're casting on, what they're planning out. So we have Kitty Scrapper. Hers are really fun. She's very colorful, and I love that. It's just wonderful, and I'm having a lot of fun watching what she's working on. Then we have Little Lightcack. She also has a yarn store. She's dyeing yarn, and she has some fun, very, very like a broad spectrum of what she's casting on. Then I've discovered Soxy Nana Alice through the 12 cast-ons, which is just wonderful. She is using, in a way, like the wheel I have for my whips if I don't know what I want to work on. She had plugged in all her 12 ideas that she had prepared, and set aside the yarns for, and like packed everything up, including needles and everything. Apparently, just plain amazing organization. And she, when she casts something new on, she spins the wheel and she decides based off what the wheel tells her what she's going to be working on as her next cast on for the 12 cast-ons. And then, of course, we have the Stash Down Diaries. The Stash Down Diaries is where I first heard about the 12 cast-ons last year. And it's always a fun podcast to watch. I love the snippets of nature from Lake Breton Island in Canada. And it's just wonderful, just hearing like the little stories about what's going on the island. And so that is really fun. This year she is doing a, in essence, a themed cast on. So every video has its own theme. She started with Elder Stash, which is a make-along she started last year for stash that is older, that has been sitting in stash for quite a while already. Then she went on to stash from 2025, and so on and so forth. So she has all these kinds of like themes to her cast-ons, and I think it's been 3 for the episodes I've watched so far. So we'll see what's gonna happen. So these are the ones I'm gonna shout out now, and I have quite a few more for next time I'm back here. Alrighty, my swatch is drying. It's not as even and nice as I like it to be, but I used that already ripped back yarn, and I did not like straighten it out. And steam block it at least before reknitting. So we've got to make do, but I think it looks a lot better than before. It looks like it is very close to the actual goal. I'm supposed to have 16 stitches to 22 rows, and I'm at 16 stitches to 23. So we'll see what happens. Well, we'll give it a shot and we'll let it dry, and then we will see if that works out, because then I can finally cast on. I will, however, also say that I did, just in case, look up at alternative pattern options in case this shrinks down again while drying, which is a possibility. So we'll just see. I really want to make that cardigan though, so fingers crossed. Well, hello. It is January the 8th already. And I did not cast on anything new in the last couple days, but I wanted to quickly give a brief update on progress. For starters, on my Sockhead Slouch hat, which has grown quite a bit, I am here. So this is the hat I'm knitting for my daughter out of a Frau Wölfchen yarn. This is a superwash Polwarth, and the colorway is called Graffiti. And yeah. We have a good bit done, and we need a good bit more of plain stockinette before we do the decreases. But at least we're getting somewhere. Then, my brother's socks, he has since tried them on, and we're doing fine, are this far. I am on the first sock on the gusset decreases. I have another, I think, 3 decrease rounds to go until they're plain stockinette again, but these do fit him. They look great, and he already said, damn, he wished he had had those for his gaming day. And well, they'll be done soonish. Then I have my Stephen West Icelandscape Shawl. And this has 3 sections finished already. So we have section 1 is the garter section, then section 2 was the syncopated brioche, and then section 3 was another garter stitch section. There are a ton of ends that I have not yet woven in, and I do hope to weave those all in soonish. Before I start with section 4. So that is definitely on the list still for this weekend maybe. But we've got that going for us. And then the only thing that I guess I technically did cast on something, huh? The only thing I did cast on after my swatch last time around worked out fine was my Empire State Cardi. And this is where I'm at. So I'm still on ball number 1, obviously. But, yeah, got a whole bunch of knitting that I've done already, and I do hope that later today I have some more time to work on this, because this is very easy going. It's a very easy rhythm to work on, and in general, I'm just having fun with this. So I hope that we can actually get this one to grow a little taller today. Now, my next cast-ons are, like official cast-ons, I guess, are going to be either the Love Note, for which I need to double check on the needles because they're going to be on a size 10, just like the Empire State Cardi. Or I have another Stephen West shawl that I would also love to cast on. So it's going to be one of those two. And I'm not sure. I might be able to do that tomorrow or the day after, on Saturday. We'll see. But all in all, I just want to give you a brief update on these 4 items because I've made quite some progress. And I just felt like giving a brief update before I go and cast on something else. Well, it is January the 10th, and I have some updates. For one, I have another cast on. This is number 2, 3, 5, I think. Don't quote me. It might be 5. It might be 6. But I think it's number 5 because the socks count as 1. And that would be the Camp Craft Shawl by Stephen West. This was the one of the 3 hybrid knit-along patterns from last year. And I did get the, not hybrid knit-along, yarn-along patterns from last year. And I got the boxes, including the yarn, but I did not cast this one on. Actually, I didn't cast, what, did I cast on one? I think I may have cast on one of them. Alas, I digress. I didn't cast on the Camp Craft Shawl, which is a 3-color fade for that was dyed by Dark Omen Yarns, and I got this far. Now, I still, for the love of me, don't remember which side is the right side and which is the wrong side, so I need to desperately today put in a progress keeper just so I can see what's the right and what's the wrong side row. But all in all, I think it's going all right. And we can figure it out again when I have a progress keeper. So it starts with this very pretty light neutral with green and golden and some berry pink speckles. And then it slowly fades over into a warm, deeper brown. Very, very pretty. I saw the shawl, I saw the pattern, I immediately fell in love, but I also knew I had more Stephen West shawls on my needles than I could work on. So I decided that I was not going to cast it on right away. I needed to finish some stuff first before I cast on more. And, well, I finished some Stephen West, and this one is finally cast on. It makes me very happy. It's a very fun pattern to work off, and I cannot wait to work on this some more. And then I also wanted to briefly show at least 2 of my other previous cast-ons to see to show you how much progress I've made. I have, for starters, my very first cast-on, which was the second Breakfast Socks by Lindsey Shank-Kirchner sock witchery in one of my Advent yarns, and from the Astrid Lindgren Advent from Kraken Yarns, and this is how far I am. I have a decent sized cuff, and I have 40 rows of the pattern done as well already. I want to get to 50 ideally, so 10 more rows before I start the heel. And I did take this with me today when I went out with my dad, his cousin, and some friends of theirs for a, well, basically a trip to a little place nearby that had, on one hand, very traditional German cuisine, but also because the owner and the chef, she's Thai, they also have some Thai food, and wonderful Thai food experience. I love me some Thai, and yeah, I need to go back. I need to have more of that because it's so yummy and delicious. But I didn't get to knit any of those rows, those 10 rows that are missing, because I had a good time. So here we go. I did not work on this, but I hope to finish the 10 rows soonish. And the other project I brought with me is my Empire State Cardi by Chantal Miyagishima, Knitatude. And let me see if I can somehow show where I'm at. Okay, I am this far. Oops, let me get this done. I'm this far. This is the first skein of yarn. In essence done. I could get to about 10-15 stitches from the end of a row with what I have left, but changing mid-row just didn't feel right. So I'm going to keep that for maybe the sleeve if I run out and I really need yarn urgently. But for now, I'm going to go and wind the next skein for this wonderful cardigan. And I think I'm also very close to starting the armhole shaping, because this is a definitely a cropped cardigan, and yeah, it'll be fun, it'll be fine, and I'm having a ton of fun working on this actually. So this is also a really great knit, and it was something that I had on my want to knit list, including the yarn and the pattern being mine for I don't know how long. So it's about time, finally. And I think as soon as I hop off here, I'm going to actually go ahead and wind the next skein, or maybe the next 2 skeins, depending on how much time I have, because it is almost dinner time. So that being said, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go and wind some yarn and knit some more. Until later today or tomorrow, I hope. Bye. It is January the 11th, and I am debating hard on what to do as my next cast on, but I also wanted to briefly show my first finished object of my 12 cast ons, and that would be this Sockhead Slouch hat by Kelly McClure. And this one was really fast. In part, it's because my daughter, who this hat is for, kept asking me, like, why are you knitting something else if my hat is not finished? Like, I hear you, girl, but mommy needs variety in her knitting. But yeah, so the hat is ready to go, and she has her first day back at school tomorrow, so she gets to wear her brand new hat, and she's very excited about that. I barely got to keep this for now, so I could briefly like film this this diary entry for my 12 cast-ons. And my next project, I'm really torn. I could cast on my love note, for which I've already swatched. I've also seen Ange working on her Annie vest, which is a like a scrappy pattern that she is working on, and she's using her hand spoon. So that got me to think that I should probably also get started on my spinning for the Jaunty by Andrea Mowry. I had gotten 3 braids of this pretty fiber from Das Mondschaf. This is a Merino Corriedale Shetland blend. And I have 3 of these braids in the same general color. I really love this. I think it would be nice neutral. And yeah, something is keeping me from actually just getting started on this, which is really upsetting. I think I should maybe just get started though. What do you think? The alternative would be my Voltage Shawl by... No, I forget who it's by. It's the Voltage Shawl. It is an Intarsia shawl knit in 3 colors. And the center is a lightning bolt. And on the outside you have 2 separate colors. And I have never knit Intarsia. Except for a little bit of swatching where I tried to. And it is definitely something that needs more time, and definitely needs me to be stationary and be able to manage my yarn properly. So this is nothing that I can take with me. So that is something that will definitely take longer. But at the same time, Andrea Maurer is hosting the Jonty-Along, or whatever she calls her make-along for this one, where the idea is to work on the Jaunty, and you can either use old hand spun, you can use just yarn you bought, you have in stash, or you can spin some yarn for it and then knit up the jaunty. Clearly I opted for the most difficult way there. Maybe I really should start spinning. I have never spun specifically for a project. I've always wanted to, but I've never done it. And I haven't spun in a while, so this could get interesting. Yeah, I'm really torn between what to do. That is where I'm at right now. It's not easy. We'll figure it out, but it's not easy, but we'll figure it out. So we've got 3 braids of this. I have a few other braids here too, but this is really the one that I had bought specifically for this project. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I'm gonna see what I'm gonna work on really now. But yeah, I'll be back.